Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of pro wrestling, old school, new school, and all points in between. Got over 2,100 of these available for your listening pleasure. We update several times per week, or at least we try to. In any event, this is the Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling Review Series. This is August 13th, 1983. And this seems to be from outside the area. I think it might even be from Kansas City. Anyway, we open with Bill Howard and Jimmy Valiant. Very basic match, punch kick, and elbow drops by Valiant. Obviously, the music and the run there is the main idea there. It's not exactly a standout match. We go back to Bill Cottle in the, Bob Cottle in the area, and Harley Race has a open challenge for anybody. That is to claim the bounty. We all know they want money. We all know he wants Ric Flair eliminated. He calls out everybody from Jack and Jerry Briscoe to Slater and all points in between. Where are the guys like Baron Von Raschke? He wonders. Where are the guys from other territories? So really trying to make it seem like an extra special angle Harley Race. Amazing in that way. We then see highlights of the Briscoes and Youngblood and Steamboat from the previous week. If you want details on that match, certainly go back and check out previous weeks. But the idea there with this VTR is to drive home the injury to Jay Youngblood and the challenges therein. Ric Flair basically says the Briscoes need to be put on their tail and that Harley Race also needs to be put same. Terry Stumper and Jake Roberts going back to what looks to be the Kansas City area, I guess. Roberts holds him down, with an amateur style hold and then manages to punch kick and ultimately DDT his way to victory here. Jake Roberts in the Mid-Atlantic never really has a major feud, at least not during this era. Did in 82, but seems kind of lost here in 83. Anyway, we go on to Dick Slater facing off against a Keith Larson. Keith Larson, of course, a really decent enhancement talent. Slater punch kick, very brawl based and very simple under any circumstances. Slater also hits the suplexes and basic things along the way there. Ultimately, Slater gets the victory after a modified suplex. And then we see Paul Jones basically saying he's annoyed and frustrated that people don't understand him or he doesn't understand people. Probably both are true. Anyway, and says that he tried to give his portrait away for the benefit of the fans and they did not appreciate his beauty or the wonder thereof his sacrifice. Then we go to another match from the modified ring that we see. I don't really understand the looks of this ring. A little bit different, and we hadn't seen it before. Rotundo and the new Mid-Atlantic champion, Rufus R. Jones, against Bob Brown and Jerry Gray. Just an interesting tag team match, basically trying to get Rotundo back in the mix of things, I think, anyway. Gray comes in, hits some basic maneuvers, including headlocks, side headlock takeovers, roll-throughs, and the like. Nothing necessarily worth writing home about, but a time filler match. He'd prove that they have them even in the 80s, I suppose. Bob Brown, of course, a major force in Central States. Not going to be a major force here, but the victory goes to none other than Rufus R. Jones. At this point, Mid-Atlantic beginning to be, I don't want to say a lesser promotion, but really having a struggle between the upper card and the undercard, as there are major struggles there. Then we see the Assassin number one in a enhancement match with Mike Davis. Interesting that they have been featuring the Assassins as a tag team in previous weeks, but go back to a singles thing here. Davis, though, gets more offense than your average enhancement talent. Davis has been around for about a year and a half, something like that. Body slams, hip tosses, and the like on the Assassin. A big deal for him. You're trying to get him to be ready for something bigger on the undercard. Anyway, clotheslines by the Assassin in the corner, and the Assassin continues to rip his man apart, kind of, trying to choke him out with reverse face locks and chin locks and the like. and the assassin then goes to the ground with a pretty basic kind of roll through, run through there. And Gary Hart comes back out, basically says that Jimmy Valiant trying to run the managers out and ran Humperdinck out, and now is going to run Hart out. Apparently, that's what he believes. But then we go to the Great Kabuki being in another enhancement match. Kabuki match joined in progress. Again, still referred to as the television champion, but he doesn't defend that championship very often. And he's against Joel Deaton here. Deaton gets bounced around, pillar to post, punches, kicks, sent into the buckle, and the like. Really basic maneuvers, nothing to, take major note of. But then again, you see kind of the roll through there. Uh, we then see ultimately that Kabuki manages to kind of get his man up in the corner and basic lines along the way there. Um, that's kind of what's here. Um, Deaton does come back, tries to pull his man out of the corner, and gets a few basic maneuvers, kick under the chin. Dick Slater says he gets involved in matches, but he wants the money off of Ric Flair and basically does not apologize for trying to take Flair out. Slater makes it about the money, as does the concept with the Bob Orton thing. Then we see the returning of the Dory Funk Jr. has the Mid-Atlantic Championship back once again. Jake Roberts is there, and Paul Jones is endorsing his men as being the men of his stable, being the central pieces of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. And we will close on that note. We'll be back with more right after this.